Hi guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Chetna and I make book related videos on this channel. So if you love reading, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Today's video is all about my June wrap up. So whatever books that I have read in the month of June, I'll be discussing them, and I'll try to keep them as short as possible. So if you want any detailed review for any of the books, you can put it in the comment section below. So yeah, now let's just get started. So the very first book that I read in the month of June was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So I have already posted a detailed book review for this. I will put the link in the description below. You can check it out. And I just want to say that I really loved the book. Next book that I read was again Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This book was simply a emotional roller coaster ride for me. I really enjoyed reading this book, and in this book Dumbledore died and my heart was broke into bits and pieces. I cannot begin to tell you, but this book really tells you that this whole fantasy series is towards the end, which is why I haven't picked Deathly Hallows yet. I just don't want this to end because this is my very first experience of reading the series. And fun fact, I haven't watched Deathly Hallows Part 2 yet. I really don't know the reason, but I always wanted to read the series. So then I decided that I will read the series and then watch the Deathly Hallows. So I'm also planning to make a reading vlog to record my first experiences. So I'm pretty much excited to do that. This book that I read was Little Princess by Frances Burnett. So this was a really heartwarming book. So this is actually into children's literature, and I really liked it. This is a story about a little girl called as Sarah, and she doesn't have a mother, and her father is actually posted to a faraway country, and she is sent to a seminary. First, as her father was very wealthy, the in charge over there used to treat her very nicely. She used to make her feel special amongst other girls, but after a point her father dies. So then how that lady treats her, it's very bad, and we really enter into a little child's thought process. And I really liked Sarah's character. She is way too optimistic about everything. So she literally imagines things, and she talks to her doll. She's very friendly. A few emotional scenes where she's very hungry and she hasn't eaten anything the whole day, and then she remembers that she has some chocolates or something in her cupboard, and her friend was also hungry, and she realizes that no, she's more hungry than me and she is not feeling well, and she kind of sacrifices her food to her. So coming that from a 7-year-old is very heartwarming, and the end also I pretty much liked it. So yeah, I will definitely recommend this book. So the next book that I read was The Art Matters by Neil Gaiman. So Neil Gaiman is a very renowned author. His book, The Midnight Library, is quite famous, and this is actually a illustrated version of the book, and it is pretty short, and as and when I found that it has pretty illustrations, I am looking forward to get a physical copy for me. I actually read it as an audiobook. So this book talks about how important it is to be a creative person and how creativity does not die. This book promotes creativity, reading, writing, art, and it has many advices to give. I am definitely looking forward to reread this book, and this will always remain the book which will motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it and I would highly recommend it. The next book that I read which I recently finished, is Deep Work by Cal Newport. This book is actually kind of divided into two parts. First is it tells you that how important it is to work deeply and without having any distractions. And in the second part, it talks about the measures which you can take to avoid distractions. One thing that I really liked about this book and about every non-fiction book, that it talks with examples, with real-time examples of the famous people that we look forward to. One such example was of J.K. Rowling. When she was writing Harry Potter, she kind of isolated herself away from all the distractions, and she only focused on writing the story. One such example which I remember right now is shutting down yourself once your work is done. So many times whenever we are out of the office also, we used to think about the work and we don't forget everything. So this book tells you that once your work is done, just tell yourself that shut down. You have to like shut down your system, come out of that work, and do not think about your work till the next morning, till the next time you are going to start your work. So that such kind of examples are given in this book, which I really find helpful. Yes, this book is definitely recommended. Okay, so the last book that I read was Hygge, Learn the Secrets of Danish Art of Happiness and Coziness by Julia Laraine. So let me just begin by saying that I did not like this book at all. So I kind of picked this book by mistake. So I wanted to read The Little Book of Hygge by Mike Viking. I picked this book and regretted it. This book talks about how important it is to take breaks from your work and promote self-care, and tells you that you should have a good cozy corner in your house wherein you can just sit and relax. At the end of the day, you should enjoy your own company. And yeah, that's the only takeaway that I sort of remember at this point. I felt like there were few takeaways from this book and only those were kind of repeated, which is the problem which I find in most of the non-fiction books. And yeah, so there is one thing, actually there are two things which I did not like about this book. First is the usage of the word Hygge. So this might be because I read this book as an audiobook, and literally after 2 or 3 sentences the word Hygge was used, which gets irritated at certain point, and many times I felt like I should DNF this book, and I don't know what kind of motivation just told me that you should keep going, and I actually finished the book. The second thing that I really did not like about this book was the direct comparison of the Danish culture and the American culture. So this thing actually literally bothers me. Whenever you say that this thing is good, that doesn't mean that other thing is bad, and it's really not good to directly compare two different culture because they are diverse. There has to be a difference. Are all the books that I have read in the month of June. So let me know in the comment section below if you want a detailed book review or for any of the 7 books that I have mentioned in today's video. And yes, if you have watched this video till here, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and yes, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.